Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. This is a weekly tarot reading for all zodiac signs, time-stamped Aries through to Pisces, and it's for, let me get it right, July 29th to the 5th of August, Saturday to Saturday. So, and Valentine joins us on the bed having a wash, aren't you, sweetheart? Having a big wash, getting ready for some tarot. Valentine is an Aquarius, born on Valentine's Day, of course. Thank you everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, watching, having a laugh, leaving funny comments, speaking to each other, speaking to me, speaking to Valentine even. Aren't they, sweetheart? Yes. She likes to settle in for a good bit of tarot. She normally only lasts about 2 minutes though before she falls asleep, but hey, it's all subliminal. We are using today we will mostly be using the Enchanted Tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous Italian tarot cards that I have recently acquired and like very, very much. I'm also going to draw a few love cards for each sign as well. Also just a couple of oracle cards, whatever kind of springs up. May not be exactly the same for each sign because it differs depending on what comes up and what I think is needed. So there will be timestamps for Aries through to Pisces in the description box. You can check then your sun, your moon and your rising, so you can then cross watch for other people or just pick up the messages that you need to pick up. Of course, they're general readings, so they're not for everybody, and some of them will be just for somebody, if that makes sense, and you'll know if that's you. I have an itchy nose already. I haven't had an itchy nose for a while. Let's kick off with Aries. Now, Aries, I have a special thank you for you, because in my monthly videos, you have watched about 10 times as much as all the other signs. Actually, no, you and Cancer. Cancer's watched a lot, but you are my number one watcher, Aries. So massive thank you to you. Also, my August sign readings are coming out. When are they coming out? Over the weekend. So definitely subscribe so that you get notified and switch on your bell. That weird wiggly bell that you get, which I never really quite understand. Ooh, let's have a look for you. Wow, Aries. That's quite strong, it's making me blink. Okay. Just taking it in for a minute. These cards you need to meditate over for a second. We've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's you, Aries. Wandy old you. Excuse the boobs. These are a bit booby, these cards, which I can kind of live with because they are so great. But yeah, there's quite a lot of boob, side boob, and side all sorts of other things as well. If you can put up with that, they're really good. Queen of Wands in reverse for you. You've got your salamander as well, and you've got the Aries favourite colour of red, but it's in the reverse, so it just indicates to me, Aries, that this week you're not quite feeling in your power. Something is kind of shaking your world a little bit. We are coming up to some Leo Aquarius eclipses in August. So a lot of us, since the Capricorn full moon, have been sort of preparing the way for this. So I can only see this as a good thing. But I think for you, Aries, what I'm getting coming through, there's quite a lot of, like with earthquakes and I can never say them, tectonic plates, things are shifting. It's to the good actually, because look, the other card you've got, this is a lovely card, Six of Wands. Now the Six of Wands is generally a card of celebration. It's a card of coming out on top. It's a card of winning in the end actually. It's a really cool card. Also for Aries it's great because it's a fire card. I'm just going to have a look in my really, really old tarot book. This is my favourite old tarot book. I'll show you it. It's really tatty. I don't even know if it's still in print, but such a good book because it gives really detailed astrological insights into all of the pip cards. Yeah, Jupiter in Leo, 6 of Wands. And that's to do with the planet of expansion and Leo, the planet of kind of fiery winning. It's getting on. So you will get where you need to be, Aries, but it may not be the route that you intended. In other words, you get what you want, but maybe not quite how you wanted it. But it will be better. Nevertheless, this week, look out for the Tower. This card looks slightly better than some of the other Tower cards that there are, but nevertheless, it is the Tower. And do you remember we were talking about earthquakes? So I know this is sort of more of a volcano, but it's the same kind of thing. It's a breaking down for you, Aries, this week of unhealthy things, and you won't necessarily be entirely in control of it. But like I said, it will be good for you. It will be all for the good. I like the look of it. The outcome is good. The outcome is winning. Aries like to win. Aries are number one in the zodiac. They're kind of sort of the baby of the zodiac, you know. It's simple. That's what I like about Aries. They're simple. They don't pretend. Everything is out there. But you may get a bit hot under the collar. You may get a bit frustrated this week because you may find you want things to happen quickly, and you can probably smell that kind of success a little bit. Oh, I'm just taking you some love cards, Aries. Okay. Very interesting. One just gracefully flew onto the floor for you, Aries. Ooh. This is interesting. Very interesting. It's you. Okay, good. You get, Aries, intimacy. So there will be opportunities this week to become intimate. So for those of you that are single, it's an opportunity to take a friendship to the next level. Or maybe somebody wants to take a friendship with you to the next level. There's an opportunity for, I was going to say nooks and crannies then. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't mean nooks and crannies, although, you know, it could be nooks and crannies. It is intimacy after all. I kind of mean canoodling, you know, nooks and crannies. That's a whole new word for it, Aries. A whole new word. You see there's a couple of lovebirds up there as well. That's a sweet card. If you're already coupled, Aries, that's a chance just to get closer, you know, to be intimate, to be skin on skin, to give someone a foot rub, or just to talk. Talking can be very intimate if it's a vulnerable conversation. So it's a chance to move things on. But if you're single, it's also a chance to take something to the next level, or to have a first date that's really a good connection. It's a good week for it. You also get beauty and grace. And this is just, as always, Aries. And Aries should be good at this, but isn't sometimes, reminding you to put yourself first and to love yourself. Aries is full of valour and confidence, but also sometimes inside, just sometimes a bit judgmental of themselves. Don't judge yourself, Aries. Be kind to yourself. Be sweet to yourself, as you would to a child. Now, the only slight hiccup in the love life, we get the using card. So just be careful whether it's you or whether it's someone else, that you're not using anyone, that you're not using your power, that you're not kind of walking on anyone, treading on anyone's toes. Or it could be the other way around, Aries. Make sure nobody is treading on your toes. Nobody is kind of just bossing you. It's quite hard to boss an Aries, to be honest, but you are quite obliging people. So just be careful of that. And if it's you, just back off a bit, Aries. Give them some space. Let them breathe. But just be aware with that Tower card, Yeah, for some of you, things might be coming to an end. Could be to do with work, could be to do with relationship. But I feel it's all things that are rotten. It's like cutting out the dead wood. All the things that are rotten, no longer needed, or just really need a good clear out, Aries, because we're coming up to these new eclipses. And I think you'll find we're coming also, we've got Sun in Leo. There's many planets in Leo at the moment. There's no holding back. You know, where we used to be able to sweep things under the carpet and forge on and pretend, not these days. That went with the full moon in Capricorn a few weeks ago. No holding back, but for you the ball is rolling and you will win. So we get the orphaned card, and this is the card that often means a loss. It means a loss with this Tower as well. It could be the ending of a job that you really couldn't stand, but you kind of wanted to cling on to. It can be the ending of a relationship with someone that you really couldn't stand. You know what I mean? Or a toxic relationship. Or just a situation. But for you, I see a new love. I see increasing in intimacy. And I also see winning. It's a messy route, Aries. I'll give you that. It is a messy route. It's not quite the straightforward way that you would want it. But nevertheless, I like it. It's a good, strong reading for a good, strong fire sign like you, Aries. Leave me a comment and let me know how that resonates with you. Also, Aries, check out your moon and your rising sign just to see if there's any messages there for you. It's all in the timestamps in the description box. If you want a private reading, you can also book in the description box, or you can visit my website, gemstonetarot.com. Nice, Aries. And again, Aries, honestly, thank you. I really appreciate the amount of views on my monthly video. Fantastic. See you next time. Okay, Taurus. So this is for July the 29th to August the 5th. Really hope I'm getting those dates right because this is a long video and I'm not going back. 29th of July, that's tomorrow, Saturday, to the 5th of August. Yeah, that's right. Mathematically that works, Taurus. Right then, Taurus, also check out your moon and rising sign in the timestamps when you've watched this, and just cross watch, have a little old look, or look for someone else if you're looking for someone else. Ooh, I'm using the Enchanted Tarot. That one is flipped, so I'm going to have it on its side because it's not truly up. It's neither truly up nor down, Taurus. Wow. Interesting. Ooh. For you, Taurus, this is a week of gaining and losing at the same time. Which makes sense, actually, because the card that's neither up nor down, what was the Grand Old Duke of York, wasn't it? When he was only halfway up, he was neither up nor down. This week, Taurus, that is you. You're halfway up, but you're neither up nor down. You got the 5 of Cups, but it's on its side because it was up and then it spun round. Which is good, actually, because it's better than the 5 of Cups in the upright. But the 5 of Cups, nevertheless, there is some kind of a loss. There is some kind of a lament and a sorrow. I mean, in this card, if you look, there's a skeleton. This is to do with a loss. This lovely, lovely little gnome here, and he's got a tear coming off the end of his nose. There's 5 cups. Now, of course, the cups, water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancerians. It's not always a fresh loss. It's more of, it can be over someone's passing. It can be that an anniversary particularly. It's that kind of emotion that comes to you. Grief. The simple emotion of grief. For some of you though, Taurus, it's the ending of a relationship that I think has been going on for some time, because we also have here the King of Cups in the reverse. I'll show you him in the upright because these cards are so amazing. There he is, King of Chalices they call him. Now, again, this is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. When the King of Cups is in the reverse, sometimes there are issues with sobriety. I sometimes see it as if there's a relationship going wrong, that alcohol might be involved, drugs might be involved, sentimentality, tears, teary arguments, oversensitivity. King of Cups is a very emotionally connected and sensitive character, but when he's in the reverse, he is the man propping up the bar at the end of the night telling you his story. And I feel there's an element of that. So you have some regret, Taurus, because for some of you, this is a relationship that's been going on a while. It's maybe been going back and forth. It could be an ex for a lot of people, sort of back and forth. And there is, or it could be about a past relationship or an anniversary coming up. There's a grief. Nevertheless, Taurus, you've got two really, really positive cards to go with it. So it's neither up nor down, isn't it? Because actually, an amazing card. You've got the Ace of Wands here. It's fantastic. It's like a totem. I see this as a totem. In fact it is, isn't it? It's kind of you, Taurus. This is you, burning bright and new. A new you, if I can say that properly. But it's got a lot of guts going on here. This can be just simply that you are getting your mojo back. Mojo rising, the totem of Taurus, mojo rising. I feel good about this, Taurus. I feel pumped for you. For some of you, it's just feeling that new energy, the new start, which you've been needing. And I can see with the lament on these two cards, it's almost saying goodbye to the past, but hello, if that's the future. Some of you, it can be ideas as well, creativity, particularly because of the fire and the wand and the ace. It can be new relationships, but it's mostly a new you. You know, it doesn't really matter how it plays out. You can make it however you want it, because that energy will burn and you'll burn bright anyway. People will be attracted to you. Job offers will come flying in anyway. It's not to do with whether it's that or the other. And also, this is it's a beautiful card actually. The Fool. Love this card. So he's kind of sitting on a tortoise. But Fool is 0, look. He begins his heroic journey, like Odysseus in the Odyssey, or any of the other heroes or gods. This is the Fool, this is beginning, this is what the Ace of Wands is all about. It's good for you. I mean, since the full moon in Capricorn, a lot of people have found that things are leaving their lives that they just no longer fit, you know. Even though you may have been trying to push the square peg into the round hole, it won't go. Ooh. I'm looking at some love cards for you here, Taurus. Hey. Well, I never. If there is a relationship ending, there's a new one coming. You get lovely love cards, you really do. Look, you get tenderness. This is such a beautiful card. For those who are already coupled, this is just like taking your partner's face into hands, you know, and giving them a kiss. Just taking things to a sweet level. It will be easy. And grace. For those of you that are single and looking for love, this is a good week for it. That's the kind of hand of grace, just offering. That's so beautiful. Again, if you're coupled, this is like a week where everything is quite synchronized. You get on well, you like being with each other, it's easy. And if you're single, it's easy to get chatting and to meet somebody. And then you get the erotic. Always best said in Welsh, very erotic. It's very erotic. That is a good card. Swinging from the lampshades, Taurus. Or the vines, like Tarzan and Jane, or Tarzan and Tarzan, Jane and Jane, or whoever. It's cool, isn't it? Actually, it's hot. So whether you're in a breakup situation or coupled, nice love cards. Very, what's the word? Full on, I think, is the word. Very full on, Taurus. I like to see it. It's great. Oh, look at that. Your cup runneth over. You get abundance. It's a good week for you, Taurus. I'm liking that very much. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it plays out for you. Because it's good energies, actually. Good energies. Waving goodbye to that past, which is not, can never be a bad thing, especially with eclipse season coming up again in August, where there's no, you know, whether you wave goodbye to it or not, it's going to go. It's good, 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 good energies. Also, Taurus, don't forget to look up your moon and your rising sign in the timestamps, so you can just collect any of the other energies or messages that might be for you, or cross-watch for someone else. Also, hit the like button and do subscribe, and then you'll get notified when my August reading comes out, which will be in the next 2 or 3 days. I'm doing my monthly readings for all astrological signs. Ooh. If you want a private reading, Taurus, you can book in the description box, or you can go to my website, which is gemstonetarot.com. Thanks, Taurus. Have a good week. Okay, Gemini. Hi, Gemini. This is your, this is your week from the 29th of July to the 5th of August. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot. It's for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. There's such a lot of boobs in these cards. I've only had this set for a few days, and I do love it, actually. But it is a bit boobtastic, so apologies for that. I'm not really massively into nudity in tarot, but I do love the set, so I'm kind of, yeah, I can overlook some of the baps, as we call them in Britain sometimes. Okay, Gemini. Interesting. 6 of Cups reversed. Excuse the boobs. 6 of Cups reversed. This is pretty, this won't be for everyone, this reading, okay? But I do get this. This is quite a straightforward message, but won't be for everybody, Gemini. Because we also have the Devil in reverse. I'm going to show you him in the upright because he's amazing. His boobs aren't the greatest. That's always the way, isn't it? All lovely, beautiful women boobs, and when we get some action from the boys, it's not nice. I think we definitely need to do a more kind of feminist tarot where you get really, really hot men and the women are all clothed. Anyhow, I digress, Gemini. Devil in reverse. 6 of Cups in reverse. Those 2 cards together tell me that there is either an ex has come back, will come back, is trying to come back, is on your mind. Okay, that's a message. 6 of Cups together with the Devil reverse, both in the reverse. It's something from the past. The Devil is toxicity in relationships. It's addictions. It's, you know, the Devil has horns, and both the man and the woman here, if you can see, they've grown horns and they're attached to him. They're attached to each other. It's all a snaky old mess. And usually there is some kind of element of lasciviousness, there is some element of sexuality, of masochism, of alcohol, of drugs, of something. Addiction to a person. Somebody had a profound effect. Six of Cups is the card. Sometimes it's being nostalgic for the past. When it's in reverse, this is all adding up to be not a very good idea, I have to say. This won't be for everyone, but it is for a few of you. You know who you are. We also get, and it's more boobs, Temperance in reverse. It's such a beautiful card though, isn't it? Such gorgeous colours. Now Temperance, when she's swimming gorgeously, this mermaid, is patient and she goes with the flow. She represents Sagittarius. You may be dealing also with a Capricorn, Gemini, because Devil is Capricorn. But either way, the Devil is more important in that than the astrological sign. This Temperance in reverse, you may have been missing this person. You may have been very impatient to hear from them. You may have really had your moments where you thought you couldn't live without them. Now, that Temperance in reverse tells me there's an impatience, there's an urgent need, which there often is when something's been toxic. It's not that a healthier longing. But then we get Fanti di Corpi, the Knave of Chalices, like the Page of Cups. Now this, folks, is an offer of love. It is an offer of love coming in, but I don't know if I like it in this environment. I don't know if this is the ex coming back. I've changed. Please take me back. It will all be different. Gemini, watch out. I'm just doing a... Ooh. Ooh. Cripes. There it is. Right, we're taking Heart of the Fairy Oracle. The Elven Knight. He's a bit gorgeous, isn't he? Now, I don't even know that one. It never comes up, Gemini. Let me just quickly look. What do we need to know? Okay. I'm going to read this bit to you, Gemini, because it's about yearning. If this card is alone, we must be aware of what our heart is yearning for. Is it something we can have? Is it a hopeless yearning for something unattainable or something unwise for us to pursue, Gemini? If the Knight is drawn as a companion to other cards, it can be interpreted as a driving force in our life, a need to accomplish something difficult but possible. I don't see it as that. I'm seeing this as a yearning. You have been yearning for this person. You may well get what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for this week, Gemini. I think it's longer than this week as well, and it's definitely been going on for a long time. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, there it is. Wow, God, I get such powerful vibes there, Gemini. I don't know what that's about. Leave me comments. Now, 3 love cards to clarify this. We get fear. This person unnerved you at one time. Be careful with them. Manipulation. Same as the Devil card with the manipulation, with the everybody tied together. May have even been a third-party situation. Not sure. And there is a fear of drought. You fear being on your own. Don't let that influence you. You heard it here first, Gemini. Leave me a comment, because I know that message is not for everyone, but I know that the people that it is for, it's very important and it really will resonate. Also, Gemini, definitely check out your moon and your rising signs in the timestamps below. They're in the description box. Have a look. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely leave me a comment. If you want a private reading, Gemini, you can also book in the description box or on my website, gemstonetarot.com. Ooh, good luck, Gemini. Okay, Cancer. Hi, Cancer. This is your week from the 29th of July to the 5th of August. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. Whew. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot, Cancer. Ooh. And also doing some love cards for you. And just seeing what we need to see, really. And you need to see that one, so I'll take that out and that one. Let's have a look. Ooh. Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, cool. These cards are Italian. They're so, I love Italian. This is the Empress. If you can see there. Or in Italian, L'Imperatrice. L'Imperatrice. Wow. Do you like that, Valentine? Valentine did a bit of a then. I liked it. L'Imperatrice, the Empress, Cancer. Ooh. Very interesting. Now, for some of you, this can indicate pregnancy, fertility. Be aware of that. Just be aware of it. Obviously, take precautions if you need to, or not if you don't, or whatever your thing is, but I'm just going to say that that is there. It's in the upright. So I see it more as achieving it than not. There may also be issues to do with planning children, wanting children, longing for a family, or things to do with your mother, female relatives. But for a lot of you, because the other card I get here, which is absolutely gorgeous, Gli Amanti, the Lovers. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous card. Now, 2 major arcana out of 4, one being the Empress and another being the Lovers. There are choices, because the Lovers used to be called the Choice card. The Lovers doesn't come without some kind of sacrifice, so there is some element to do with children, babies, fertility, wanting it, planning it, it happening if you want it to happen. This is a good time for it. These energies for this reading are kind of going into August and the eclipse season. So those are 2 very, very nice cards. It's very feminine, positive energy. If you're a man, it could be your partner. You would also be very fertile at this time. It can also indicate issues to do with family, mothers, you know, female relatives, but I really feel with the Lovers and the Empress, L'Imperatrice, together, that it is more to do with fertility and incubation and love issues. But they're quite well favoured. The only thing to notice here, Cancer, is you've got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, which sometimes tells me you're giving too much. Just don't overdo it yourself. Make sure it's a 2-way street. Sometimes that means you're giving more than your fair share, either at work or in love, and you don't need to be doing that. Cancer does that all the time. Cancerians overextend themselves, particularly for family. You may be giving too much to a mother, grandmother, sister, daughter, something like that. Because you also have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Now the 4 of Swords is a card, if you look at it in the upright here, that's the 4 of Swords, having a lovely nap with a butterfly on your nose and a gerbera. And your trousers tied up with string. What more do you want? That is me on a Sunday morning. Trousers tied up with string, flower stuck up my nose and a butterfly on my face. That is a good night out. But also indicates you're not getting enough rest. You're not doing enough for yourself. You're not taking enough time for yourself, Cancer. Also, it indicates, just for a few of you, if you're undergoing fertility treatment or IVF or anything like that, you need to calm down and you need to stop doing and you need to stop giving so much. Rest. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Interesting love cards. Wow, okay. There's different messages here for different Cancerians. Some of you, pregnancy news, you get joy. Quite straightforward. If it's a straightforward situation, that's for you, joy. Now some people, there are two quite challenging love cards here. We get infidelity and heartbreak. Just for some Cancerians, probably during a few weeks ago we had the full moon in Capricorn, and lots of people found out lots of things, lots of secrets came to light, and I feel that may have been just for some of you. Some of you are unpicking, for some of you it didn't break up the relationship, but you are unpicking a path of heartbreak. Let's have a clarifier for that. You can do that. Let's try. Clarifier for Cancerians who are undergoing. Oh, that's lovely. We get the Fairy of Growth. Now for some of you that is to do with fertility. It looks embryonic. It's beautiful. For some of you, you may have had a breakup and you're pregnant. It's still beautiful. But also for others, you may have had a big bump in the road in a relationship, but it isn't necessarily the end. But there is a lot of unpicking to be done, Cancer. A lot of talking, a lot of understanding. Yeah, and for some, this Lover's card is the choice card. Sometimes choices still to be made. You could be dealing with a Gemini. Whoa. Now this just popped out for you as well, Cancer. Openness. Whichever way it's going, whether it's a breakup or whether it's staying together and it's, you know, a bump in the road and you're trying to continue, you need an open heart. And for some of you, just congratulations, because it is definitely fertility. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Don't forget, Cancer, to check out your your moon and your rising sign as well in the timestamps in the description box. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below or visit the website gemstonetarot.com. Do hit the like button and subscribe, Cancer, and my August readings will be out over the weekend as well, so check them out. And if you hit the notification button, you'll get notified when they pop up as well. Thank you, Cancer. Leo, lovely Leo. Hello, Leos. So this is for July 29th to August the 5th. Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Lovely, lovely Leo. Of course, this is your time, Leo, isn't it? By God, every planet virtually is in you. And it's your solar return, and we've got eclipses coming up. We've just had a new moon in Leo. You must be absolutely off to the races. So let's have a look at your energies. I'm using for you, Leo, as well, the Enchanted Tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous Italian kind of fairy cards. Ooh. Which Italians, you know, all Leo seems to be quite an Italian sign. You know, open and dancing and flamboyance, fire, tango. Interesting. Wow, okay. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to start with this card. You got 3 major arcana out of 4, which you should have, because you got all the planets at the moment. You got all the action, so we would expect that. I'm going to get a drink of water. You got powerful cards, Leo. Right, you've got the Hanged Man in reverse. There he is. Not very pretty in this particular deck, but I like him. Look at that. Now it's in reverse. Hangman in reverse I actually like as a card more than in the upright, because perversely in the reverse he's upright and the upright is reversed. How riddly is that, Leo? Either way, Hangman in reverse means no more hanging around. Things are moving. The wheels are turning for you. And it's about time. Because you kind of, I don't know, you've kind of earned it in a way. But there's some very, very, very strong energies knocking around. And there is a certain sense of, well, the word I get springing to mind is war. And I don't mean fighting in particular, but I mean it's going to feel like you're in the middle of a storm, you know. There's so much happening for you planetary wise, and the eclipse is coming and you can feel those energies coming. Yeah, you've also got the Emperor. This is a rather good card to have. This is you taking charge. No one messes. It's like the Godfather, the Emperor. No one messes. It's the father of the tarot. He kind of represents Aries in a way, but these cards aren't particularly astrological. But look at him. And what I really like about him is he's like that, but he's got a gerbera right there. Almost expect it to like squirt water out like a clown. And a grasshopper, and I love grasshoppers. I really hope that is. Someone's going to tell me it's a cicada or something. I'm terrible at identifying insects and animals. Either way, you're the warrior this week. Warrior Leo. But, Leo, you're going to like the fight, but you're going to need your shield. Now, I think that's a turtle's shell, isn't it? Wouldn't like to say how he got that off the turtle, but never mind. You need your shield. And your sword. Yeah. You're going to need to put up a fight, but nevertheless the spoils are going to be worth it. It's all there to play for you, but it's not easy and it's not going to be pleasant in some ways. It's going to be quite dramatic this week. Now you also have, this is such a beautiful card, the Strength card, which of course is the Leo card in reverse, Major Arcana. There it is in the upright. It's usually depicted with a lion, but this time it is a frog. But the message is the same. You're going to feel this week, Leo, times when you don't think you can go through with whatever your plan is. You're going to feel you don't have the strength, you know, you don't have the bravado, or you don't have the funds or whatever, the confidence. You're going to feel that you can't brazen it out, but you can, and it's happening anyway. You know, the wheels are off, it's on, it's going. Hangman, stopped hanging. He's been cut down, he's rolling down the hill. The Emperor's ready. You are the Emperor. You got the 7 of Wands as well in reverse. Nice card in reverse. Look at that. That's somebody who's having a go at a wasp. That's really sweet, isn't it? This is to do with infighting. You won't have to do it much. It won't have to be for long. If it's for some of you, if this is to do with work, you will have to take charge. You will have to stand up for yourself. You will have to be the leader, but you won't have to do it for long. You're going to feel like you can't as well. Some of you won't want to take charge, but do. Just do it. You know, cat's out of the bag, Leo. Cat is out of the bag, but it's good for you. The momentum, I can feel your momentum, and the momentum is good. Very interesting love cards. Almost did a Yoda then. Interesting love cards they are. But they are. Right. For some Leos that are coupled, there is some old argument being rehashed or something to do with an old relationship, old wounds. Because you get old wounds. It may be that you're involved with somebody who's not quite committed yet. You know, it hasn't quite come off the ground and they have had a broken heart before. You're feeling a lot of love for them, but they are standing back. They give them some space. Space is always better than pressure, isn't it? Or that could be you with the old wounds, or even both of you. And along with that is some doubt, either on your part or theirs. I mean, there's a certain standoffishness, there's a certain lack of things quite going forward, but they will. And if they don't, they definitely weren't meant for you. You have got it going on at the moment, Leo. Your solar return, new moon in Leo, and then there's going to be, now when is it? 2 eclipses in August, one in Leo and one in Aquarius. I think the first one's in Aquarius, second one's in Leo. It's all about you at the moment, Leo, and that's the way you like it. Centre stage, okay? But pay attention to these signs. These could be red flags. Because I think, I mean, this is just my thoughts, you know, we all get hurt and we all have stories to tell and we all have old wounds and we all have old hurts. It doesn't stop you loving. It doesn't stop you committing. It doesn't stop you being a part of a relationship. Because, you know, we've all got our baggage, haven't we? Past about 20, everyone's got baggage. So just be careful. Don't put up with anyone procrastinating for too long, Leo, because frankly, you haven't got time to wait. Then we get the play card as well. If you are in a relationship already, then do something fun together. Don't be rehashing all this stuff all the time, making it all heavy. Go and do something playful. That will be much more healing. If you're single, Leo, and you're looking to meet somebody, go somewhere outdoorsy, somewhere playful, somewhere sporty. Ooh. And we also just got the joy card. You can have that one for free because it fell on the floor for you, Leo. But either way, things are taking off. It's a bit like, you know, it's a rough takeoff, but the destination is going to be sublime. Nice. So Leo, there you have it. Do check your moon and your rising, especially at the moment. You can find that in the timestamps below. Do subscribe as well and hit the like button. If you subscribe, you'll get my August reading, which will be coming out in the next few days. Ooh, I'll be very interested to see what your August reading is with all those eclipses. If you want a private reading, Leo, you can book on my website, gemstonetarot.com, or you can book in the description box of this video below. Thank you, Leo. Leave me a comment. Let me know how that resonates and how it pans out as well. Okay, Virgo. This is for 29th of July to the 5th of August, Virgo. Let's have a look. Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Ooh. Ooh. Got an extra card come out there, Virgo, because it wanted to. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Okay. You got the Two of Swords in the reverse. I like this card in the reverse because it's a certain sense of clarity coming in. Now, it could be to do with work, it could be to do with love. You'll know how it pertains to you, Virgo, but either way, for a lot of you, it's about partnerships because you've got 2 2s in this reading. If something's been weighing on your mind to do with a relationship, you should get some clarity this week, Virgo. And I like that for you. I think that's great. I think that makes life a lot easier. If it's to do with a work partnership, the same thing. Something that's been holding you back, you'll either stop caring about it and it will just disappear, or you'll get the clarity you've been looking for such a while. Now you also have, this is rather a nice card, although a bit booby. Some of these cards are a bit booby. Two of Cups. The soulmate love card. Very, very nice, Virgo. Now, it can be to do with work. It can be to do with a passion project, a relationship at work. It can be to do with a work partnership that's really, really working. Or it can just simply be the exchange of cups, the love card, the soulmate card, the real deal, the lovely relationship coming in. For some of you as well, because we've also got the Ten of Pentacles, which is another fabulous card. For some of you, this is a relationship taking to the next level. It's to do with moving in, discussing money, you know, joint bank accounts, living together, property. Pentacles, and especially the 10 here, are things becoming real. There's a funny guy playing chess with Tommy Cooper hat on. Things becoming real. It's the top of the cycle. It's the top of the pips. It's top of the pips. It's the top of the pentacle cycle, the 10. It's the rich abundance. It's almost a treasure chest of security, family, moving in together, but actually getting down to it. Not just, because the Two of Cups sometimes can be a bit ephemeral, a bit watery, a bit not so grounded. You know, I love you and you love me and yeah, we love each other. But then the 10 of Pentacles is, yeah, we love each other and let's sign this short hold tenancy agreement together and have a joint bank account. You know, that kind of thing, where love meets practicality, which for a Virgo is fantastic. Now, you also have here in the mix the Ace of Wands in reverse. Some Virgos have been feeling the pinch a bit when it comes to creativity. This is if you're in any kind of creative business. This is to do with striking out and it hasn't quite worked. But it's in reverse. I feel that's kind of passing out. I feel it's maybe burned at the time. It was maybe a bit of a shocker. But that energy, that's the only card like that particularly. I feel that energy is not the biggest part of the reading. It's just there in the background. It's to do with starting something that you're not going to complete. Virgos generally do complete things, so that will smart. But nevertheless, in this kind of eclipse season that we're coming into, with the full moon in Capricorn just having been a few weeks ago, if it went by you, it wasn't meant for you, Virgo. So I feel okay about that. Because you also have Major Arcana, the World. You can see this little gnome, he's getting a bird's eye view of all the other gnomes. He's able to see the big, big picture. While you may have lost out on something here, this is the bigger picture. And this is a much better way to be, because this is, especially with the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups, this is a much more fulfilling future for you, Virgo. I like this for you. I like this a lot. Ooh. Just doing some love cards for you, Virgo. Definitely check your moon and rising, because some of these cards, even though I've shuffled, they've come up for other ones. And that does happen as well. Turn you over. What does Virgo need to know about love? That one. That card's got loads as well, which we love. For some of you, you're dealing with heartbreak as an issue in relationship. Now, I don't really get particularly that this is that you're going to have your heart broken, because I don't have the other cards to go with that. But heartbreak is an issue. It's there in the mix. Either somebody is guarded because of it, or you've experienced it, and you're recovering, or it's affecting your current relationship, or it's stopping you going out and meeting somebody. It's something that needs to be worked through over this week, because you actually have great love cards here. So this is more of a past energy, and also cynicism. I love this. A woman pouring a bucket of water on a snogging couple. Now, is there some bitterness, Virgo? You may be feeling just some bitterness, and that's kind of all it is. It's not, for me, like a massive you know, Three of Swords styly situation or anything like that. But it's just feeling a bit sour, especially if you're single. I think you're annoyed with it. You're bored of it. You want to meet somebody. Now look, this is the hand of grace coming in. Grace is the opposite of cynicism. This is optimism. This is a little helping hand. I get for you this week, Virgo, if you are single, it's a good week to put yourself out there. You got the Two of Cups, naked ladies bathing in whatever those leaves are. It's a good sign. Put yourself out there this week. If you're coupled, you may have some talking to do. Ooh. Now that just flew out for you. Self-worth as well. Your self-worth, Virgo, may be affecting your relationships or your ability to attract. Doesn't need to, not with these cards, not at all. For some of you as well, with the Ace of Wands reversed, it's the pain of a previous heartbreak getting in the way. We are coming up to the eclipse season in August. All things will be cleared. So be brave, Virgo. Put yourself out there. And if you're in a relationship and you need to have that heart-to-heart, this is a good time to have it. Ooh. Thank you, Virgo. Do check your moon and rising, and also hit the like and subscribe, Virgo. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below. Okay, Libra. Let's have a look. One card just shot out for you, Libra. This is for 29th of July to the 5th of August. Ooh. Using the Enchanted Tarot. Ooh. Wow, definitely, Libra. Check your moon and rising. I know that this card came up for Aries. Now, interesting. Libra, you might get a bit of a rude awakening this week. It's something you kind of slightly already know about, and for a lot of you it might be to do with finances. Finances to do with family or business. You will know which one. Something you've worked quite hard for, but you may have been under some illusion about it, so it could be to do with business. You've got the Moon in reverse, Major Arcana. Just have a look at that card. God, it's quite a difficult card, isn't it, that one? But you see how his face is in shadow? And there's a new moon there. We just had a new moon in Leo a few days ago. For some of you, Libra, this has kick-started a process of awareness that you can no longer ignore. I feel like for some of you, because we've also got the Tower, Major Arcana, but whereas normally the Tower is a very sudden realisation, I feel like you've got a bit longer. You've had a bit longer. This is kind of coming out in waves. You're realising something about possibly a business partner, about a job, about a group of people, employees, about money, about something you've worked for. When the moon goes into reverse, you're no longer under that illusion. It means you start to get clarity. You're no longer deluding yourself. You can't be deluded by anybody else. Could be to do with relationships. For some, this is a general reading. For some of you, if it is to do with relationships, somebody who this is for people probably who are coupled, were involved with financially as well as romantically, hasn't quite been straight with you. And you've been feeling the red flags for a while, but now it becomes much more apparent because you have this 10 of Pentacles. Great card. I mean, it's the top of the tens. It's financial abundance, it's security, it's family, it's the whole shebang. But you also have the 8. And the 8 is the apprentice who's been working hard. Also can pertain to lower back trouble, just as a side issue. But you may find, if it's to do with love or business, that there is a revelation of sorts. I don't think it's all brutal and sudden, but it's something you can't ignore. Could be to do with family, family wealth, inheritance, that kind of thing. Let's just pull you some love cards. For some of you then, it's definitely to do with relationships, having looked at these love cards, Libra. Yes. You get trap, fantasy, and loneliness. Some of you, with this moon card, remember we said it's self-delusion. Someone deluding you and you deluding yourself. Is like a kind of mix. That's the fantasy card. Yeah, this person is alone, but they're fantasizing being with someone else. You may be experiencing fantasizing or being in love with someone who is already taken, or the other way round. And it's a trap, or you're in a relationship with someone who's in a relationship with someone else, but you feel trapped and you can't leave them alone. But either way, there's a feeling of loneliness for you, Libra. There's a feeling of, if you're single, you could be sort of daydreaming about finding love, but not taking steps towards it. I get, for some of you, if you're single and you've been feeling like that for a while, the Tower is a great card for you because it's going to shake all that up. For others of you that are involved in some sort of third-party situation, some kind of trap situation, whatever you've been feeling about it that's allowed it to go on is going to come to an end. It's going to come to a realization. Now you get guardian angel. So Libra, appeal to your guardian angel. Say it out loud. Put on the altar what you can't alter. That's from A Course in Miracles. I love that. Let the divine help you, because for some of you that's quite painful. Leave me a comment, Libra. Ooh, let me know how that resonates with you. It won't resonate with everybody, that. Definitely check out your moon and rising sign as well. And also don't forget to like and subscribe, Libra. And if you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below. Thank you, Libra. Let me know how that pans out. Ooh. Scorpio. Ooh. Well, Scorpio, I say your name and then falling in love pops on the floor. So I'm going to keep that on the table. That's for you. Lucky you. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. This is for July the 29th to August the 5th. I'm using the lovely Enchanted Tarot, Scorpio, which is my new deck, which turns out to be full of boobs, so sorry about that. Didn't really know that until I got going with it. It's such a gorgeous deck though, I have to kind of put that to one side. One side boob. Ooh. Wow. Whoa. Those are such interesting cards, Scorpio. What have you been up to? Okay, this isn't for everybody, this message, but some Scorpios are kind of in love with somebody, I get from this message. We've got this falling in love that fell on the floor. It feels like a secret revealed, a bit like the cat's out of the bag. But, got the 8 of Wands in reverse. And we've got the 8 of Cups in reverse, right next to it. For some of us, for some of you Scorpios, this is very much to do with, when you get the 8 of Cups in reverse and you get the 8 of Wands in reverse, there is a relationship that has at some point ended. Because the 8 of Cups in reverse is Saturn in Pisces, it's a walking away. One or both of you, or at different times one or the other of you, will decide that the sensible option for this rather tangled web that I've got here, Scorpio, is to walk away. And for a time, both of you were okay with that outcome, but I kind of get that it's being attracted back. The 8 of Wands in reverse is to do with miscommunication for me. There's been some miscommunication. There's been communication, then nothing. You know, it's a bit back and forth. I'm getting a real back and forth. We've got the 3 of Wands in reverse as well. And this is when you try and build something sort of solid. You're trying to make something happen and it's not quite happened. It could be long distance, I get as well, very much for some people. Long distance or internet relationships that haven't, you know, hit real life properly, haven't developed properly, coming back again. Now the thing that kind of bothers me about it is we have the 7 of Cups as well, and the 7 of Cups for me is a bit of a future fantasy card. It's in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's a guy and the 7 cups always in the air. And each one has a different thing inside, like a bit like a fairground attraction where you try and grab, you know, and it doesn't ever bring it back to you. And it's so frustrating, but it looks so good. And that's what I get for you, Scorpio, about this person. And this won't be for everybody, but it's a strong message for somebody or a small group of Scorpios. This person looks so good, smells so good, you know, whatever, so good, but I don't know if they are so good for you. I don't know. I mean, there's not terrible cards denying it, to be honest, so you may know that they are. It's not the worst, but just be wary of any fantasy element. Make sure it's real. And then we get the High Priestess. Amazing card here, look at that. Now, this is you, Scorpio. You are brilliant at delving into the underworld, the subconscious, that which is not shown. That's where you need to be at. You need to be feeling it on a very, very intuitive level. For a few Scorpios, this could be to do with a workplace that you walked away from. Ooh, you got a lot of love cards just flying on the floor. Yeah, okay, we'll take heed of that one. Got 2 here. Okay. Wow, this is a mixture. We've got tenderness, falling in love, and we've got joy. It's not all bad at all, is it? But just watch. We've got using as well. So just be careful, Scorpio. Whether it's you or them, one of you has the power to walk over the other one. And that's never a good thing. Very interesting. But actually, you know, there's a lot there as well, I'll admit. That is complicated, Scorpio. That is complicated. It'll all come out in the wash in August when you get those eclipses, though. Leave me a comment, Scorpio. Let me know how that resonates with you. I'll be very interested to know. Definitely check out your moon and rising, because You've got similar cards to a couple of other signs, so that might be why as well. Very, very interesting. Do subscribe as well, Scorpio, if you want to get my August video, which is coming out for each star sign in the next, well, over this weekend. Thank you, Scorpio. If you want a private reading as well, you can book in the description box below. Ooh, Valentine's on the move. For about 3 seconds. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon and Rising. This is for July 29th to August the 5th. Sagittarius. What have we got? Oh, it's an awkward card, that one. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot, which seems to be full of fairies and tits. An odd combination, but I'm getting used to it because I really like the artwork. So hopefully it's not offending anyone. Oh, that's an amazing card. Sag, you've been getting such strong cards for the last few readings. Wow. Okay. We are coming up to some eclipses, Saggy, in August. Something for you is ending. It could be to do with work. It could be to do with love, only you can really know that. You've got the Death card in the reverse. There he is in the upright. Lovely. No boobs in that card, or is there? No. In the reverse means there is a certain amount of resistance, and we all do that, especially when it's something painful and difficult, Sag. But nevertheless, these eclipses coming up in August, a lot of energy in Leo. This is the right time to do it. And to a certain extent, these changes, once Death card pops up anyway, number 13, they're happening whether you're on board or whether you're not. So you either turn to meet them and you can have an easier ride of it, or you can resist and it will probably happen anyway. Because look, you've got the 8 of Cups, Saturn in Pisces, in the upright, walking away. This is the emotional, boundaryless sign of Pisces, with all that water and romance and longing and all the rest of it. And then Saturn, the taskmaster, comes in and says, nope, it's no good, you're walking away. There's some kind of lesson here that needs to be learned that you don't want to learn. But it is slowly happening because we've got the 2 of Swords in reverse. Now, when that's in the upright, someone cannot make up their mind. You can see here, she can't make up her mind. She's not listening anymore to any arguments. It's like, I can't decide. That's in the reverse. So slowly things are happening anyway. It's just that last sort of clinging on. This could be to do with work, because we have also here the Knight of Pentacles, Cavaliere di Denari. Italian, gorgeous, amazing. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Now that's in the reverse as well. There is a certain sense of impatience. I think maybe you want to get through the bad stuff and get to the good stuff, which is quite Sagittarian because you're a fire sign. Robert Frost, the American poet, the only way is through. You've got to go through it, Saggy. You've got to go through it. So whether it's leaving a job behind, leaving a country behind, as you are a Sagittarian, or leaving a situation, a relationship, let it go. Surrender and release. Doing you some love cards, Sag. Yeah. With this person, if it's letting go of a relationship, there was a lot of sexual chemistry. You get the erotic card. Feel there was a lot of sexual chemistry, but there's also naivety. This woman thinks that he's an angel, but it turns out he's got devil horns and tail. And he's with another woman. Something not quite right here. For those of you that, you know, this is to do with love, there is definitely something that needs to be left behind. Loneliness is a fear, but it's not a reason to hold on for. Just doing a healing with the angels card for you, Sag. Oh, very much that one. Yeah, time to meditate on it rather than think about it. Also, ask your angels, Sagittarius, whoever they are, it doesn't matter. But ask for divine help in surrendering, releasing and letting go. Also, definitely, Sag, check out your moon and rising sign. Yeah, that just flew out for you as well. Fantasy, let go of the fantasy. That's often the last thing we can let go of, isn't it? We can let go of the person, but it's the idea of who they were going to be for us. Check out your moon and rising in the timestamps below. Each sign is time-stamped in the description box, so you can check out your sun, moon and your rising, Sag. Have a look. Definitely have a look. See if there's any other messages for you. Also, do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And my August videos will be out in the next few days, so you'll get a message for those. If you want a private reading, Sag, you can book in the description box below. Thanks, Saggy. Have a good week. Let me know how that pans out. Okay, Capricorn. Hello, my lovely Capricorns. This is for the 29th, and that one, of July to the 5th of August, Capricorn. Sun, moon and rising. On that one. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot. Love in general. Wow. Interesting. You get Judgment. Very interesting. As with all tarot cards of Judgment, can you see there are 3 people? 1, 2, 3. Kind of popping out of the ground. It's a bit like, you know, the Day of Judgment when people come out of graves and get judged. But it doesn't mean that. This is you blowing the trumpet of judgment. You're thinking about past, present and future actions. And whether you could have done something differently, whether you should have done something differently. Some of you may feel guilty about something, I'm getting. This week, you may feel that you've affected somebody. If you're at work, you may have had to lay people off. You may have had to deliver uncomfortable messages to people. Capricorns are very often in management roles. That may be just kind of overspilling this week, that you find it difficult to justify. Amazing card. Just be careful, because this is in the upright, which is okay actually. Whatever you've done, however you've done it, was a pretty good way to do it. Whether that's how you've behaved in love, work, doesn't matter, Capricorn. It's in the upright and it had to be done. Now, for some of you, it is rejecting somebody, either as a colleague or as a partner, or, you know, or just having to chastise a partner if you're in a relationship. You've got the King of Cups in reverse. Now, this guy in reverse is a bit hard to manage, you know. When he's in the upright, King of Cups, he's romantic. He likes a drink, you know, he's emotionally connected. When he's in reverse, he can be the guy propping up the bar. He can be, you know, snivelling into his pint and telling the story over and over again. You may have had to chastise somebody. Maybe your partner was getting that way in some, you know, they were going on about something too much and you've said something at last and you feel guilty. Or a colleague at work has been not quite making the grade and you've had to do an appraisal and you feel bad about it. Either way, you've handled it very well, because you also have the Wheel of Fortune. Gorgeous card. Or in the Italian, La Ruota della Fortuna. Wow. And this is in the upright too. For some of you, you've had to do something to progress your career that may have, to a certain extent, involved pushing someone else under the water with the wheel. That's all part of life, Capricorn, and it's all part of being a Capricorn as well. Capricorns are meant to move forward. You're meant to progress. You're very good organisers. You're very good managers. You're very needed in the role that you're taking at work at the moment, Capricorn. And sometimes you have to do things you don't like. And you haven't liked this, but it was a good decision and you've done it well. If it's to do with relationships, again, Judgment card is in the upright. You judged it well. Now you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is sometimes, you see this guy, this battle-weary guy putting on his tourniquet. Nine of Wands is sometimes being defensive. Again, feeling that you have to defend your actions. Whatever has happened, Capricorn, I feel you were very justified and you did it well. So I don't, but you just may feel defensive. Just look out for that. Particularly if it is to do with work or relationships, actually. You may be feeling a bit kind of prickly, you know. You had a full moon in Capricorn a few weeks ago, and since then, you've probably found it a lot more difficult to tolerate things that aren't for you. And I think it's a good thing that you can stand up and be counted. Just doing your love cards. And say, you know, what's right and what's wrong. I like this. You get disillusionment. So you see a knight in shining armour and there's a guy in Bermuda shorts behind. You're no longer willing to go along with pretending. Now that's not a bad thing, actually. You're demanding the truth, and the truth is the key to healing. Whether you're single or coupled in love, the truth will set you free, Capricorn. And once you've had that full moon in Capricorn that you've just had, and the eclipse is coming up in August, nothing but the truth will do for you. And then you get wild abandon, whipping it off in the fountain, Capricorn. Getting rid of your dunnies and just splashing about al fresco. If we're going to be Italian, I think that's Italian. This is nice. If you are coupled, having leveled the truth at somebody can be quite a sexy thing. If it's been, you know, stultified, if it's been toxic, it can really open it up. So that's good. And also if you're single, being honest about what you want, that will also make you very attractive if you're dating. You don't have to go along with things that you don't want to go along with anymore, Capricorn. And you can't, and you won't. So definitely check out your moon and rising, Capricorn. Also hit the like and subscribe button. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below or on my website, Gemstonetarot. And check out your August monthly reading. Those are coming up in the next couple of days. Let me know how that resonates, Capricorn. Leave me a comment. Thanks, Capricorn. Now, lovely Aquarius. Ooh. Sun, moon and rising. Bottom of the pack it's saying. Interesting. This is for July 29th. Ooh. Until the 5th of August, Aquarius. Very interesting. Very interesting. You've got the moon. Now, there is an eclipse coming up in August. I think it's August the 7th. Full moon eclipse in Aquarius. Hope I'm right about that. Let me just check. I have a terrible memory. I'm going to check in my moon diary. Yep, thank gosh. Full moon eclipse in Aquarius. Partial lunar eclipse. August the 7th. Something is still not quite clear to you, Aquarius. Something is still an illusion and you're slightly deluding yourself. When we get the moon, it's can be to do with Pisces, because Pisces is the moon card. But also just to do with Pisces ruled by Neptune. It's that planet of illusion, of the wateriness, of hiding slightly, of things being not deliberately hidden, but being in shadow rather than in light. So you may just get a feeling still that you're kind of swimming through the murk this week. This can be to do with work, that you don't quite have all of the facts. Now for some Aquarians, there's a lot of, because we've got two kings in this reading. I've got the King of Swords. It's an amazing card actually. Look at that. King of Swords in the reverse. And this is an air sign. I take this to be Aquarius, the King of Swords. And that's in the reverse. So you may feel that you can't speak out this week. You can't tell your truth. You can't do the Aquarian thing, which is to be open and honest and just say it and be very clear about it. That clarity is not available to you yet. And you also get the Magician in reverse, Major Arcana. Now I also take the Magician to be an Aquarius card. You can't be in your element. You can't be in your air. You can't be in your clarity. There is just a feeling this week, whether it's to do with love or whether it's to do with work, that you can't yet be clear. I feel when you get to that full moon on the 7th of August, just after the end of this week, it will be very clear. Probably quite suddenly. Woof, there it is. You can see it all. But until then, you're going to have to kind of feel your way through the week. I wouldn't make any sudden moves or sudden pronouncements to anybody about anything. Now, I quite like this actually. King of Pentacles, jolly old chap with his Denaris. Re di Denari. Beautiful. Imperador. He's got his coin and he's sat there and he's staying steady. And I feel this week, Aquarius, that's what you need to do. Because any bold moves will, you can't see where the path is, you know. You're groping about in shadows this week. If it's to do with relationships as well, I wouldn't have that big talk this week. That big talk will happen when you get that eclipse. It's a partial eclipse, but yeah, in Aquarius. Oh, full moon in Aquarius. Things coming to light. That's interesting. Just doing you some love cards, Aquarius. Wow, definitely check out your moon and rising, because one of these cards has come up loads. Feeling unwanted. Now that may be that you're in a relationship and you're feeling unwanted. For some of you it is. For some of you it's just feeling very single. If you're in a relationship and you're feeling unwanted, the key to this is responsiveness. You may have to give out first in order to get that warmth back. And you're not getting clear signals from the other person at the moment. All you can do is be in your own truth, Aquarius. You can't rely on other people's signals because it just isn't clear. But you also have a warning just to watch out for using. So whether that's you or them, make sure you're not using someone who feels more for you than you do for them, or that they're not using you. Just going to get you a healing with the Angels Oracle card. It's telling me to take the top one. Yeah, around the time of the full moon, look out for signs. You may find that signs come to you from spirit that are more, because you got this moon card, it may be an easier way to operate than your normal rational clarity. Don't necessarily act on them, just store them. But I would, until early August, Aquarius, you're going to be kind of fumbling about in this soup, but just be happy to be there this week. Don't make any sudden moves. Leave me a comment, Aquarius, because that's quite an interesting reading for you. I'd like to know how that pans out. Do hit the like button and subscribe, Aquarius, and also check out moon and rising signs. They're all time-stamped in the description box below. If you want a private reading, you can also book in the description box or on my website, Gemstonetarot. Pisces. Hello, Pisces. Sun, moon and rising, fellow fishes. Let's have a look. July the 29th. Woohoo! Till the 5th of August. Now, Pisces, we're coming up to these eclipses in August. We also have the dreaded Mercury retrograde in the middle of it. But I feel for Pisces, it's starting to become our time. At last. 2 years of it, Pisces, but I do. Been saying this for a while. Let's have a look at the cards though for this week coming up. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot. New deck for me. Love it. Full of fairies. Unfortunately full of a lot of boobs, which I'm not massively into in tarot. But I'm going to forgive him because the artwork is so good. And also the cards feel great. Wow. Pisces, we get the Chariot in reverse. It's the first card. I'm going to look at it in the upright first. Wow, amazing. Is that a rabbit driving? It is. This is a rabbit driving. It's got kind of Alice in Wonderland feel to it, hasn't it? In reverse, it's a couple of things. We may have some trouble this week controlling our feelings. Pisceans, you know, people often think they don't have strong feelings, but of course they do, like anybody else. We may have kind of sudden waves of like anger and annoyance, quite strong impulses. Now, because it's in reverse, we just might have trouble working out how to act on them. Not a good week to have a few drinks. Is it, Valentine? I saw Valentine staring then at the prospect of a few drinks. Not a good week to have a few drinks, because if you do, you'll be that one blurting it all out at the table and then doing the old drunk texting. May have trouble just keeping our reins in. So best not to get blotto. We also have the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Seven of Pentacles is a card of somebody looking at how far they've come and how much work they've put into something, or how far they've got with something, and thinking it maybe isn't for them anymore. Maybe a turning point coming up to these eclipses where, particularly to do with how we earn our money, because it is Pentacles, we start to think, actually, I might want to work for myself. I might want to do a job I love. I might want to change careers. I may not want to stay here forever. Pisces aren't brilliant at being hemmed in to routine jobs as it is, but quite often, depending on, you know, what your moon, what your rising is, you may find yourself out of fear or whatever it is that drives us human beings to staying somewhere, you know, because of the regular paycheck. This may kind of quite, in a volatile fashion, affect you this week, You may think, I can't stay here a minute longer, you know, I'm going to hand my notice in, or, you know, I'm going to be here forever. No, I'm not. That kind of thing. Veering between one thing and another. Because also here we've got the Knight of Wands. Love this card. Look at that. Amazing. And this is, we've just had a new moon in Leo. We've got loads of planets in Leo. We've come in, the sun's in Leo. It's an energy that Pisceans, well, I'm feeling it. We find it a bit jarring because, you know, Leo is like, let's go. And Pisces are more, let's swim this way, and then, you know, we don't need a plan, it's just that way and a bit of this way. We're more of a flower than a goer. That's terrible, isn't it? But that's what I mean. So we may feel, with this Chariot in reverse, kind of pushed along. The Leo energy that's here at the moment is pushing us along, urging us to give stuff up, to let stuff go, to make decisions, to make it happen. It's not really our watery nature. So we may just feel a bit bashed about. The result is good though. We have the Knight of Swords here as well. I get a strong message some of us are dealing with an air sign if this is anything to do with romance. He looks a bit smug, doesn't he? Cavaliere di Spadi. Oh, Italian is gorgeous. Knight of Swords. Representing air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Representing sometimes someone who's a bit cold and calculating, a bit too rational. But also I think for us this week, representing the need for us to be that way. To be a bit more cold and calculating and a bit more brutal, and to get rid of the stuff that doesn't serve us anymore. For some of us though, and I only get this for a few of us, it is dealing in love with an air sign person, and it's a bit all over the place. Yes, it is. So, for some of us, this is our temptation. We get the temptation. This could be the ex calling, especially if they're an air sign. Somebody we've, you know, it's not been a real thing with, but it's been a thing with. You may feel, like I said, if you have a drink or two, or even if you don't, those weaker moments, you may be doing some dodgy texting. Oh, that's great. Now, I've just drawn Wisdom of the Oracle card, and we get new life. And this is what I feel, Pisces, is on its way. August, September time. I'm just having a look in here if there's anything else. Yeah, birth of new ideas, growth opportunities, a breath of fresh air, and life renewing itself. This is great, actually. This is about being optimistic, but it's about, I feel there's going to be a real clearance for us. Some of it might be a bit brutal with this, I'm going to call it Capricorn then, with the Chariot in reverse. You know, some of it is losing control. That's what I get. There's going to be some losing control. Pisces don't like to lose control. You know, they may come across as a bit fey and a bit ephemeral and all the rest of it. Pisces don't like to lose control. Maybe a need to lose control in order to be able to get what's new. Just drawing some love cards for lovely Pisceans. Ooh. Yes. Okay. There's a sense of withdrawal, single and coupled. You may have found that you just want to spend some time physically alone, or at least mentally alone. That's okay, but don't let it go on too long, okay? Still keep the ability to be connected. Pisceans love to be alone, but knowing that others are around, but not necessarily in their face. That's good until it can become a bit detached. Don't become detached. If you're single Piscean, there needs to be a risk. You know, reaching out is a risk. Dating is a risk. You need to take a risk. This is a healing card. If you're coupled and there are issues between you, one of you has got to walk over and make the first move. It's worth taking the risk. Especially to do with meeting new people, I'm getting. And we also get letting go, which is a gorgeous card. We have a woman waving a man off who's going away in a boat. I always like to think of it as sharks, but they're dolphins that are following him. Go on, get eaten by sharks. No, there's dolphins swimming around the rowing boat, and she's happy to see him off. He's kind of happy to go. Well, he's gone anyway. But look here. There's another man waiting at the harbour. There you are, Pisces. There's another man waiting at the harbour. But there's a certain amount of risk on our part. Single or coupled. What's you? Yes! And there it is again. I'm going to put them together. New beginnings. Healing with the angel. New beginnings. New life. This is what's on its way, Pisces. I know it's not quite here yet, but it is on its way. I can definitely feel it, and it's a very deep wave. If you can think of it in a Piscean way, it's a very deep wave. A long time coming, but it will last a long time. Hang in there, Pisces. Do hit the like button, do subscribe as well, and over the weekend, my August videos will be coming out for each sign. And do share the video with your friends on social media. And also, if you want a private reading, Pisces, you can book in the description box below or on my website, Gemstonetarot. And all of these for each sign are time-stamped in the description box, so you can watch your moon, your sun and your rising, and cross-watch for other people. Thank you, everybody, all signs, for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.